Hi crafting friends, welcome to my channel and welcome into the scene inside this lantern. I created this using Dollar Tree items. The theme is baking in the snow. You can see the gingerbread house decorated with frosting, the little boy putting a star on the tree, and other whimsical features inside the light of this lantern. I'm going to show you step by step how to create this whimsical scene using Dollar Tree items as well as this lantern from Amazon. Plain empty lanterns can be found just about anywhere, from Walmart to this one from Amazon to Dollar Tree to any of the craft stores or even thrift stores. I start with this plain empty lantern and I'm going to insert some fairy lights. These can also be found at the Dollar Tree. I had this strand that I had purchased from Amazon. I'm going to feed those lights down into that top hole, but I don't want them to drop all the way through to the bottom. So I had to figure out a way, first of all, to keep the battery pack exposed so that I could turn the switch on and off, but also to prevent the lights from going all the way through. After a few trials and errors, I used some packing tape. You can see I have them all snuggled into that hole. I also fed in a piece of Oasis, the floral foam, just to kind of hold them in place. You can use anything that works. The key is just to keep them from dropping down. So I used some clear packing tape across the top, and that successfully held them in place. I used several strips going in different directions. You may have some better ideas. Let me know, please, in the comments below. But I wanted to create illumination coming from the top down without exposing any of those lights. And for this project, you don't want to use a traditional battery-powered candle because we're going to fill the lantern with other things, starting with this piece of cotton batting that I'm using as snow. I bought this cotton blanket. It's a snow blanket. I can give you the information. It's a very large piece from Amazon that I've used for a variety of projects, and I'm just using some of the Dollar Tree loose snowflakes to scatter on top. That creates the look of new fallen snow that will glisten beautifully under this lamplight. The next step is to introduce this sweet handcrafted gingerbread house. Later in this video, I'm going to show you how to transform the Dollar Tree cobblestone cottage village houses into this sweet gingerbread house with a bakery theme. Next, I'm going to add in, as you see, some of the little Dollar Tree bottle brush trees. I'm also adding in this sparkly branch, and I'm also going to add in a sweet little figure that I got from the Cobblestone Cottage collection as well. But first, I'm going to move up to the top here, and we're going to conceal the battery pack as well as that nest of wires by using a big fluffy bow and some of the Dollar Tree poinsettia blossoms. Here you could use any florals that you choose as well as any bow. I learned an interesting tip from a very clever crafter on her channel, Canterbury Cottage, and she pointed out that the Dollar Tree florals can be made to look much more high-end if you remove the flimsy greenery. Often it's those leaves that are kind of not as attractive as the florals themselves. So I'm doing just that. I'm taking off these poinsettia flowers. She also mentioned that you can use little pearls from Dollar Tree inside the flowers. That also adds to a more high-end look. So you'll see I'm going to use those two clever tips as I embellish these flowers. And as you see, it's creating a lovely floral ribboned bouquet on top of the lantern, not only to create visual interest, but also to conceal the wires and box that we don't want exposed. To further embellish the florals, as well as to carry the baking theme right to the very top of the lantern, I'm going to first add in some pearls and some snow to our poinsettia flowers. Using some drops of hot glue, I added in some of the soft blue and cream pearls from Dollar Tree. And now I'm going to add in, on the center of the bow, a baking-themed gingerbread. This was part of a collection I bought very reasonably from Amazon, and I can provide that information to you. I'm just going to use a drop of hot glue to attach it. And now I think you'll enjoy seeing how to transform these little Dollar Tree, $1.25 cobblestone cottage houses into sweet gingerbread. This Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra cover is a great primer to spray onto the houses to begin. This is a little assortment from Amazon of embellishments. I'm using the primer, as you see, outside with good ventilation. Spray paint works best when you use short bursts and shake the can in between. You can see it gives a nice blank canvas to begin. To visually transform that house into gingerbread, I use the Rust-Oleum spray paint in the color Warm Caramel. Again, outside with good ventilation and using a mask, you'll want to spray it on in short bursts. You can also hand paint the houses as well. The next step is to let it thoroughly dry and then use some of the tulip puff paint. You can use this paint to create the look of an iced house. Scalloping or squares or lines, you can't go wrong. Just let your imagination guide you as you ice your gingerbread house. Here I'm using some scalloping along the roof, and then while it's still wet, I'm using some of this very fine glitter. I bought this one from Amazon, but Dollar Tree also has nice iridescent glitter. I like this one because it's very fine. I'm using some red paint to just paint that awning, and while that paint is wet, I'm going to sprinkle some of the fine glitter over that surface as well. You can see I also used the icing effect to outline the windows and to create a snowy border around the base of the house. The glitter just adds a special shimmer. I also used some green puff paint to create a wreath over that door, and now I'm using some of the red puff paint to add little berries to our wreath. You can see I've added a lot of the puff paint to create that iced look, and then I added in not only glitter but some other colorful sprinkles, as well as those embellishments that I bought in that package from Amazon. It includes the little baking sheet, the cookie with the bite out of it under the awning, the rolling pin that I glued above the awning, and the little mini gingerbread. Now I'm going to add as well from that package an oven mitt into the hand of this gingerbread. Once these little houses are painted, the sky's the limit with options for ways you can decorate them. Dollar Tree has all kinds of embellishment options, as well as these darling figurines. For those of you who are new, I want to introduce myself. My name is Lisa, and I would love to hear your comments, and also I would love for you to consider subscribing if you haven't already. This is an example of how I have decorated some of the other houses and created a charming little gingerbread village using those, as well as the Dollar Tree cobblestone cottage miniatures and bottle brush trees. Here on this upper section of this gingerbread village, I created a church using a cross on the top and an angel medallion on the front. I also used some mini lights under the snow blanket to create the look of new fallen snow shining in that moonlight. This is a miniature nativity that I had received as a gift that I included in the churchyard, and you can see framing the background. I used some of the white fencing as well as some of the Dollar Tree bottle brush trees. Here you can see Santa at the North Pole, and now we'll return to our lantern. Here I have the completed lantern displayed in the center of our dining table. It'll be so cheerful at Christmas time. I've added in some greens with some pearls, and you can see I added in the little figurine of the man holding the little boy putting the star on top of the Christmas tree. Peeking out is a miniature snowman, and you can see how the snow glistens very beautifully under those miniature fairy lights that we snuggled into the top of the lantern. I also added in 2 pieces of white fencing just to give some definition to the front of that snow scene. At the top, we've added in some pearls and snowflakes into our Dollar Tree poinsettia flowers and adorned all of that with our festive bow and baking themed gingerbread. I hope this has given you some inspiration for how to create a lovely, snowy, magical scene inside a lantern. I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts. Take care and God bless.